So hello everyone, and Thomas, where on earth have you been? Is probably what you've been asking through this video. Now let me explain. That I can't explain anything, because I've been on holiday for over a month now. I know, and I haven't milked out any reviews. Really, I've just been lazy. I have no excuse. I mean, yeah, there was the whole studying and exams thing, but, you know, I've been off exams since December. Then I saw Skyfall straight after my last exam. Oh, that was so good. Don't worry. Review for that coming soon. I promise. And, yeah, I mean, there's a whole exams thing. And I was studying, and I couldn't milk out any reviews. But, and I couldn't even go to the cinema at all. I couldn't work on any reviews or anything. But I did, see 2 movies in the cinema, but, I think one of them might have actually been, just before exams, and the other one was, near the beginning of exams, so, it was just, a brief trip. But, yeah, I'm sorry. But, don't worry, I'm back now, and let's cut to the chase, because this is review number 2 of the New Zealand International Film Festival, and side by side is a movie that you probably haven't even heard of, and I don't blame you. But it was a movie that really took my interest, and I really wanted to see. So of course, I saw it at the festival. But it is a documentary that is hosted by Keanu Reeves, not directed. But he does do all the interviews with all these movie directors, producers, editors, cinematographers, and actors. And they all share their stories, thoughts, and opinions on the transition from proper 35mm, 24 frames per second film to digital cinema. As I said beforehand, you probably haven't heard of this film, and I hadn't either until I saw it in the film festival listings, and it really caught my attention. First off, this movie is 1 hour and 40 minutes. That makes this the longest film that I saw at the festival, and I don't like it when documentaries are longer than they need to be. In fact, I thought that the running time for this was pushing the limit for a documentary. But when you see it, you realise that there is way more information than you would expect, and it is all so interesting and very entertaining to watch, especially for the first half, when directors are explaining what got them interested in film and what cameras they started out with, along with what kind of scenes and shots from films inspired them. The core of what this movie is about is a subject matter that I have been interested in for a while. I've been dying to find out more information about this transition in film. But the movie actually, believe it or not, goes so much more in depth than just the change in film we're going through, which I thought was really smart and makes us care more about the issue. Also, I like that this movie never really gave us a final answer as to which is better, film or digital, because in the end, it's really a matter of opinion, and there's no clear answer. So that montage at the end, where all the people are having their final say and talking about what the change means to them in a few brief sentences, was just perfect. And it helped me draw to more of a conclusion of who I agreed with more and where I stand. And to any film buff who thinks that they know everything, well, this movie is going to smack you right in the face. Because you will realise after seeing this movie that you know barely anything about film, and there is a lot more that the director has to go through to organise and plan out his or her film, and how much of a difference the camera you choose to shoot the film with can make on the final product. So I think that it goes without saying that I found this film, for the most part, to be very entertaining and interesting. Unfortunately though, This movie suffers from some very common flaws. One main one in particular, which always seems to happen with documentaries. And that is the horrendous pacing. There were just so many times throughout the movie when I just wanted to look at my watch to see how far through we were. Because it felt like the movie had been running for quite some time. Although I couldn't bring myself to look at my watch because I was so interested in the film that I didn't want to take my eyes off the screen, even if it was for just a few brief seconds. The movie is long for a documentary, I will give it that. And that could have been some of the reason why this movie felt so long. Because documentaries are usually an hour and 25 minutes to an hour and a half. In fact, some are even just an hour and a quarter to an hour and 20 minutes. This one is an hour and 40 minutes. And I don't wish this movie to be any shorter. But some more vigorous editing could be done to cut off perhaps one or two short stories that weren't too interesting or all that necessary. Because I think at documentary standards, the running time would stop a few people from wanting to see it. And maybe hence a reason why not so many people have heard of this movie. But for one sentence review, Side by Side is a fantastic doco that is essential viewing for all film buffs, which is interesting and well worth your time. 4.5 stars. And to conclude, back up what I was saying before the review about where have I been, basically I told you everything, but for the future, how this has affected the future of my reviews, there'll be a review of The Hobbit up, I'm halfway through doing that, a review for Skyfall, as I promised you, but for the other 3 movies that I saw at the festival, I am dedicated to bringing out my reviews for those movies, but I will not be doing video reviews for them. Instead, I will just be doing written reviews, and I will make sure to keep you posted and send you the link to those reviews on my blog if you want to read the written reviews for Your Sister's Sister, Bully, and How to Meet Girls from a Distance. So, I think that's all I really need to say for the moment. Oh, and also, I do have a written review, which I won't be doing a video review for Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which I did ages ago. So you can read that if you want to. And, so yeah, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Thomas, and that's a review.